But yeah, Redwood Herbalife, they're pretty cool too. They they let you pick out the buds and smell it and stuff.
All right, we are live, everybody. Sorry.
Cool.
What episode number?
54.
Dude, we're getting
Wow,
there.
foe.
Yeah, man, we're making it
What are
up.
we gonna do for episode 69?
Oh man, I was honestly thinking about that the other day. Hey everybody, we got a new podcast 54, and we have a beautiful new guest, David. Welcome to the show, David.
Oh, man, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Oh, here, pull this up to you.
Yeah, we're getting close. All right.
Yeah, get it all.
You
close
can move it up and
comfy.
down, or closer, whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How's it?
that's-
How's the level on that?
Yeah, that's
That
good.
sounds good. Here,
Perfect.
tell me what you had for breakfast, or what? Anything.
Fuck, man, I didn't eat anything to be honest, dude.
All right, I'm gonna turn you up.
Nice. Breakfast
Was
of
he 2 or
Champions.
3?
He is. That's gonna be 2.
Okay.
I'm 3.
Turn up a little bit. There we go. Okay. It's 54. We're here.
We have a guest.
What
We're
the
gonna
fuck?
Smoke weed.
Yeah,
It's
hell
gonna
yeah,
be
man.
cool. We
Yeah.
might 69.
We might.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Crossing my toes, dude. Crossing my toes for
69.
this.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I was thinking about that like last week or the week before. I almost wanted to make it my toe episode because it's far enough away. Do you know about my toe?
No, what's going on, man?
Okay. It is a disgusting mess here.
Oh, shit.
Guests can have greens. Do we have a lighter?
There you go.
There we
Everyone's
go.
got. We're all
Okay.
smokers.
We're all set. I have a horrible ingrown toenail, and I'm working on my second ingrown toenail. Have you
Oh.
ever seen an ingrown toenail?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they dip down, go into the
Yep.
skin. Mine is to the point where the left one is literally wrapped around, and it's a fucking circle. It's
Like,
really bad.
Oh,
you could
fuck.
use it to hold a joint while he's,
Easily.
like,
Yeah.
another
So are we
stuff.
doing it?
Oh, man. So my thought for 69 was I was going to take some glamour shots of the toes to post on Reddit and get some free karma on my new account for the show. Post it onto the show, just get everyone in the loop of how disgusting this is and how I have money and health insurance and how I can ignore a problem that's literally fucking changed my life. Like in many ways, it ruined my trip to New York. Walking around with a fucking ingrown toenail
Oh, fuck,
was
man.
difficult. In some ways, it helped. It upped my shoe game to where I'm like, shoes are really important. Comfortable shoes are super
Yeah,
important.
man, I can imagine. Kind of need that.
Yeah. So I was thinking
I
about.
don't think you understand about his toe either. It's fucking crazy.
Is
to
it?
Do you
look
want to
at.
see
Like,
it?
I'll
It's-
fucking look at it. Dude.
It's
I don't
fucking. It's
Yeah,
worth it. It's worth the.
see them
yeah.
feet, dude. Bust them out.
I will. Oh, yeah, I will now. So my thought was I'd take pictures before that, maybe go see a doctor and get it handled before that, and just have a whole toe episode for 69.
I feel like they're gonna cut your whole toenail off and
That's good
just
stuff.
have it start anew.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
almost want to ask, like, can you just remove what makes toenail, and I just won't have a toenail?
Yeah, like I mean, what's the
Yeah,
point
can
of
you get like a
toenails?
shot for that or something like that, or just fucking kill the nail, right?
I would hope so. Like,
Like I imagine we have toenails because we used to kind of use them as slight defensive or opening, something like they must have had a point.
protect our toes before we had shoes.
But
but now we have
yeah,
shoes.
I gotta.
Whoa, get that toe up.
Yeah, dude.
That's like a straw, man.
Yeah.
Does that hurt? It's like got a
Hey,
noodle
this
in there.
one does not hurt anymore.
But
the
it used
other
to, though.
one is going.
Just
So does it
Oh,
kind of like loop in your fucking
Does the
toe? and
bottom
that's kinda
side of your toe
tension?
hurt? Like, do you have any feeling in your toe, or do you just like lose?
Oh,
all
I
the
have
nerve?
feeling in my
Okay.
toe. It still hurts.
That's
Like
pretty
if
dope,
there's
man.
pressure. Yeah, that's a word for it.
Yeah.
That's a
Little
certain
crutch,
word
dude.
for it.
Coming in crutch.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
fantastic. I like it.
Yeah, man, I love it. So that was my thought. Revealing of the toe to the mass world.
Yeah.
You can probably get paid for that, dude. I know people pay for that kind of stuff. For
Really?
feet pictures.
Oh, right. Find
Dude,
some
there's
For
weird
people that are into that
freak.
kind of stuff, yeah, do some foot
I was just
fetish
reading
and shit.
about how like girls sell used socks, not even used underwear, just dirty socks to dudes. I was trying to tell
Oh my
Isabel, like, hey, let's start doing it, and she wasn't into it. I don't get it, like,
Dude, they're the worst. I tell my girlfriend every few months to get on Twitch, whip them titties out, and just play some games
Yeah, I've
and
tried-
make
I've
us
tried
a
that too.
fucking money to buy a house. Like, it'll take a year.
Yeah, man.
Just get this going. And she's like, no, I have morals.
values, and
You don't have to show your face, you know.
just the tits.
Just the tip.
Draw some
Cut a
eyes
hole,
above.
cut a hole out of the shirt, you know what I mean? Just like them pop out.
Oh
Some
man.
dude on the other side. Oh, this bitch can't even get the camera right. She's so stupid. I'm gonna send her 50. She's only filming her tits. She might not even know. Yeah. So
Help.
yeah. Have you done that at all to your wife? Have you ever been like, just get on Twitch, start
Dude, not
selling
even
them
Twitch,
socks?
man. I'm talking about like just cam sites. I'm like,
Straight up cam
fucking
sites.
You're right
fucking
there.
face on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I was easing him into it. I'm like, you start with Twitch, in a few months once
Well,
you get
I hear
comfortable.
Twitch and I think of my kid watching it for like the video games and
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like,
That's
I
what-
can't even. I mean, I don't know. Is there like a dark side of Twitch? I don't even know.
No, there's
No.
just the girl streamers who like they can't show titties or anything.
Yeah.
Like they get in trouble for wearing too much suggestive stuff, but they wear real tight tank tops
Okay.
and have those bad boys pushed up. Like and
And they're just
dudes
playing
just
some
fu-
shit game.
So it's like those
Yeah.
4chan girls then.
Kind of, but they do have to be playing a game or doing something in real life. Like there
Yeah.
has to be a
what
reason.
What are 4chan girls?
Those it's kind of like Reddit.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I know
guess,
what
but,
4chan is. I just don't know of the term 4chan.
Well, I guess there's like
girls.
girls out there that just they hit up dudes on the side like, hey, check out my shit. And
Oh,
you
okay.
fucking send them like another link, and then it's some chick from 4chan, and they're just throwing
Ah,
all this shit around.
trying to get money. Or, okay.
Yeah.
sponsor me
That
or
makes
whatever,
sense.
and
I would say the Twitch girls have a little bit more
class.
because they're not directly going out and finding the viewers or payers. They're like just hoping that some pervert hops on with some cash.
And I mean, some of those girls might just be playing fucking video games, and we're the perverts who are like, look at her titties. I'm
Not
gonna give
true.
her a-
No.
I know a lot of them are like,
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
like
want
they'll
to find
drop shit and like,
Oh,
pick
yeah,
it
yeah.
up. Like, like,
no, but there's like actual female streamers. I watch one of them on YouTube who you can tell has a big chest, but she always covers that shit up. Her shit is really family friendly.
because of the allure. You fucking
Is that
know
it?
what's under there.
Ah, that's what she's going for.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, just wait until she fucking
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day. Is it going to be today? I have to watch.
All right, right.
Like, got you.
They got me. I'm never gonna get that money back. All of it.
That's why we can't buy a house.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason why, man.
That's why
Either you get
need
on
to start-
Twitch or I'm gonna have to get off. We're never gonna buy a house.
and you know that ain't happening.
Oh shit. So we wanted to focus on stonerisms. You're a big pot smoker.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
I dabble.
We smoke a
Yeah.
lot of weed.
Maybe
Always
too
on the
much.
show.
Who knows?
Yeah. We're trying
Maybe
to
not enough. Who knows?
Yeah.
that could be true.
Very true.
Oh my
I like to
god.
think my wife is kind of like Snoop Dogg. I mean, we both smoke together, so that's one cool trait I like about her. It's a way for us to just kind of unwind and just
See,
chill, Take the
Ryan
edge
has
off of
that
everything.
too. My lady does not smoke.
Really? Is
Yeah,
she like
she's-
against it? Or?
No, she's totally. I mean, obviously, I bet if she could choose me not smoking, obviously, it's however many hundreds I spend a month on it, and I'm always fucking stoned. Like I get it. I wouldn't want her being drunk all the time
Yeah, for sure.
and buying like a 6-pack every day and shit. But I wouldn't say anything probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, she used to smoke with me every once in a while. She's just, it's not for her, which is cool. I'm not trying to say it's not or any of that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I wish she would smoke with me. But then the other times I'm like, I'd have to buy a lot more weed.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy thing too is when we first started dating, she was actually kind of against it.
okay.
This was back 13 years ago, and she's still kind of new to it, but she actually found the medicinal sides of it. Not for like just a typical recreational use.
Yeah.
So,
That's chill.
she goes through like a lot of back pain, and she
Oh,
smokes a lot, and
Yeah.
it helps her out. She actually found
it really
that true
does.
use of it.
Like, yeah, it
I
can
just wish that,
definitely help.
people saw it that way too, man. Because a lot of these people, they just portray it in the wrong way, and it's like, oh fuck, it's the devil's lettuce. Don't ever touch that shit, and they're only hearing about it,
Yeah.
but not actually like experiencing it firsthand. So that's what I think people need to do.
And there's also always that one clown out of the 100 that does make that person who's super against it like super justified.
Yeah,
Because you're like, well, that guy's just a
You-
fucking
and you
retard.
You remember the worst.
If he never
found.
found weed, he would still be dumb and annoying and like just push.
Yeah, Joe Rogan had said
His
something
agenda.
one time where it's like, if it wasn't weed, it'd be fucking hamburgers. This
Yeah,
person would be
sure.
addicted to,
Dude.
or fucking whatever,
Yeah.
cocaine. Or like, some people are just going to be addicted to whatever and focus on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just make it their whole life.
Yeah, which I super get.
Yeah.
That's probably
Just a
me.
part of them,
Like,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So she didn't smoke, but she started smoking with you. Like,
Yeah, she started smoking. It's actually funny because the first time she smoked was around the first time I met her, but she was smoking with her cousins. And I'm sitting there talking to her, and I'm like, how do you feel about it? And she's like, it's pretty quiet, like it. And then didn't really smoke as much after that. She found that I started smoking, and she kind of hated it.
That was your
cigarettes
first
too.
time hanging out?
What?
Was the first time you guys hung out, there was weed involved?
There was, yeah.
Oh, that throws you off, doesn't
Well,
it?
actually, no, I'm sorry. No, I take that back. No, the first time we hung out, no, there wasn't weed. It probably didn't take about like a month until she started smoking after we started hanging out.
Oh, okay.
So I was talking to her a little bit about it. I told her I did it. I was upfront about it. And, her cousin smoked. So she's like, all right, I guess I'll try it out with my cousin.
Right.
And I went and met up with them, and she was just fucking berserk, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely was feeling it. There's those people that don't really feel high the first time they smoke. She was definitely high.
That's interesting. Yeah, I had that.
I always hear that, and I'm like, they're probably just not smoking it right. Like, it
Yeah.
took me,
Yeah.
like, I didn't realize, like, you don't just hold it in your mouth. You got to inhale it all the
that
way
shit
into
in,
your
yeah.
lungs. Like,
Well, I was a cigarette smoker, I think, when I
Oh.
first started smoking weed, but I didn't get high the first 2 times. The first time, granted, so the first time I wanted to talk about the first times of all of us. The first time was on lunch. It was on lunch. We went down the street, and someone brought in an apple and weed. I'd never seen that you could smoke through fruit before. I'm like, this is kind of tight.
MacGyver style.
it's pretty
Yeah.
novel.
Yeah.
I
I've
took,
done it.
yeah, oh yeah, I
You gotta
smoked through a
make with what you got,
fuck
man.
ton of apples, and then you get to that next level when you start eating the apple afterwards, and you're around people who don't, and they're like,
Yeah.
I've
You're
never,
the,
ate- I
you're the
never
leader
ate-
if
I
you do
never
that,
ate the
dude.
apple.
You're like the leader if you do that.
I never ate the apple.
Really?
I've never even seen someone do it. I've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
about
Oh, yeah,
it.
there was always that one dude in the group who's like, I'll fucking eat the apple after.
that was me. It was delicious.
That ain't me.
No, it was
Makes
good. It
sense.
was good.
Like, yeah.
But I put my whole mouth around the apple instead of just like a tight lip thing, because the hole is the size of a pen. I did like the whole mouth.
Should have taken half a bite out of that. part,
Right.
Sunk your teeth in.
It was really funny. Just ruined the pipe too.
Well, I mean, other people can use the same teeth marks.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just Kung Fu grip now.
Figure it
out.
Yeah, it's good.
Some dude made fun of me, and I just took one hit, didn't get high. Don't count that. The next time I went downtown with some friends, I took 3 or 4 hits off of a pipe. Still didn't get high. Then the third time I was at my friend Eric's house, and that was weird. His mom knew what we were doing. We were like 15 or 14, and he just had a bag of weed and a ton of shit because he had a medical reason to use it too.
Okay.
And his mom was really hip and like into it. And this was in 2004. So like kind of early-ish on
Okay.
to the whole thing. It like wasn't insanely widely accepted, especially for a freshman in high school to
Yeah.
be smoking weed. But we smoked, and he's like, I don't really have very much.
I'm good, man.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke this for
All right. So I don't really have very much. We'll see what happens. And I got fucking stoned. And I remember, like, I feel like that cool trick is if someone's like, I don't know, I don't feel really high, and you know that they should be, to tell them to stand up and sit down a couple times. 'Cause it just
Get it
shakes
flowing,
it up.
man. Yeah, get it flowing.
Yeah. And I remember
So
just calling people and then walking home, fucking high and loving it.
So did you smoke as much that third time than you were the first and second time?
I think it was that he had like medical marijuana.
Okay, so you had some
it was
strong
Yeah,
shit
that
then.
strong
government
shit.
grade shit.
That
like-
puts you on your ass.
Yeah.
Fucking
weak shit today, but
close your
still
calendar.
really
Close your day,
strong.
dude.
Exactly.
Calendar. Yeah, okay.
So he had that, and I'm sure that I was only smoking shitty weed that dealers sold the high school kids. Thinking back, they don't know anything for the most part.
I
especially
mean,
back
dealers
then.
would just sell the weed they had. I mean, if they got good shit, they're gonna sell the good shit.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
back then, especially back then, I don't think a lot of dealers had like different kinds of shit. In my experience, it was always they had a large quantity of one kind.
No, mine had like
Yeah.
I was always used to having like an option of 3,
Well,
and
you
I
had a
just said,
fucking
I don't
nice.
really
great
get it.
life,
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I wish I had that
Yeah,
back then. That would have been nice.
I've always had that.
Do you
It's
remember your
awesome.
first time smoking?
Man, I don't know. It's been a
I
while.
don't remember. I don't.
be honest with
I remember the earliest memory I have of smoking weed, which, like, I'm about 80% sure this was probably the first time I smoked weed. was with these two kids, Carlos and Salvador, and we literally just smoked weed out of a metal pipe on the side of my house, and then like hung out for a little bit, and I didn't feel that weird. But then when I went inside, when I went home, I was like, oh, something's weird. And I remember rummaging through my kitchen, just like looking for something, And my mom's like, what are you high? You got the munchies? And I'm like, oh fuck, because I'm like 14. I should have said that. 13. Like I was pretty young, and I like sat for a minute. I don't know how long, but I was like, I got to think of a good response. And I was like, what are the munchies? Like, and she's like, oh, nothing, and then just like left. And I was like, oh, okay.
Nice.
Like, I can just play like I have no idea what weed is. But yeah, I was super rich.
That reverse psychology.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was my first. I'm pretty sure it was because I was really young.
Yeah.
I don't know where else I would have been introduced to it before.
Did you smoke cigarettes before you smoked weed?
No. I mean, I had smoked a cigarette, but I wasn't like as a young kid. I wasn't really a smoker. Like in high school and shit, I would smoke them every once in a while if they, my friends.
Oh man,
had
I was
them.
ripping them in high school, dude.
I must have smoked weed before cigarettes then. I just got the timeline a little mixed up there. But yeah. So maybe I wasn't smoking that well those first few times. That makes sense.
Because I was smoking in middle school, and I definitely wasn't smoking cigarettes in middle school.
Right.
Yeah. I think it was 7th grade. So how old are you in 7th grade? 12, 13? 13,
13,
probably?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your first time like? Do you remember it?
No. I don't, man.
Did you?
I have a pretty shit
I was always
memory,
with like a
though.
big group, and they were always smoking weed. And
Oh, okay.
there was a time where they were smoking. I wouldn't be smoking. Like I'd be smoking a cigarette off to the side. So I knew what it was all about, but I just never had that urge to like smoke with them. And then one day I must have just joined a circle and just said, "Okay, cool."
Well, you always hear like, you mean, growing up, we grew up in the DARE times. I did. I don't know how old you are. I assume, Ryan, you had like drug education in like elementary school. And
Not
shit.
really. My
No?
year was
Yeah.
the first 6th grade year that the school did not have the funding for the DARE program.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
You're just too poor.
Guess
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, we had a cop come out too.
Yeah.
Parsons,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
But I mean, the whole.
But it didn't change anything.
Well, you just learn that marijuana is just as bad as crack and heroin and all this shit, and it's a gateway drug and shit.
Yeah.
And then you go and you try marijuana, and I've never smoked crack in my life. Like I've smoked a lot of weed. I'm still waiting for this gateway to open to fucking cocaine and crack, and
Would you say it opened you to DMT and Molly at all?
Probably.
Probably made you
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
be like.
But I mean,
can
mushrooms
handle
probably
that.
did more of that because mushrooms and marijuana are. I mean, I get it; they're both drugs or whatever, but they're super different.
Yeah, but
And
they are
mushroom-
both considered psychedelics.
Yeah,
Did you?
I know
start-
that marijuana is a low psychedelic, but I've never had it. I guess sometimes you like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like
Yeah.
you hear
Yeah.
maybe audio shit, but like I've never seen squiggly lines even.
Right.
I've seen the blurry stuff, like when your vision is fucking super, it's like blurry and shit's moving with like a shadow behind it. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did you both go into like regular
Wind?
use after?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fucking dust.
Sorry, what, Ryan?
Did you both go into regular use after for the most part? Like as far as you just kind of like, because I just am now remembering that like I think I smoked weed like just every weekend, maybe like one or two weekend nights.
I was like I said, I was like a 7th grader. It's not like I had fucking allowance or like a job. So it was
Solid
like
point.
whenever me and Mark Grummick came into fucking 15 or 20 bucks and bought a twomp.
Yeah.
You know, and
Right,
like
right.
we would smoke mostly on the weekends, but eventually it did become where we were smoking me and Mark would smoke in his room in his house. We would just light incense and pretend like his mom and brothers and sisters had no idea.
Funny.
It was fucking insane.
That's
looking back
super
at
funny.
it, like so disrespectful.
Right.
Like, because that's they didn't want us smoking in the house. They were
Right.
pretty explicit about not doing drugs as a 14-year-old. So
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Eric's mom knew.
oh, they know. I mean,
Yeah.
just think about
That's a good
like
point.
I don't know,
Yeah, I
having
don't
a
know.
kid like
Yeah.
when he like tries to lie to me, and I'm like, this is how I lied to my parents, and it's super fucking obvious. Like,
Do you tell him that?
sorry.
It's all good. tell him
No, it's a
No.
good like thing to have.
Card to
over
hold.
him.
Oh, yeah, for
like,
sure.
I clearly know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I let him have it. You know,
Right.
it's all about picking your battles. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
I don't really get mad at my kid though. I even tell him like I'm never gonna be mad at you. Like you can tell me anything, even if you're fucking up in school. Like we just got to fix it. Like
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna
How's
do.
your kid?
Like he's 11.
Okay.
He's gonna be 12 in a couple months.
Yeah.
But he's in middle school. He's doing a little rough, and it's like I'm not. He got upset when like he got a bad report card, and it's like, dude, you're not in trouble. Like, yeah, you got to play less video games, and we got to study more.
Yeah,
but I'm not
just
gonna like
fix it. You know?
I'm not gonna beat the shit out of you or something never again in your life. I don't know why you're like getting so upset, Like let's just fucking handle this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's already doing better. We're working on it.
That's tight.
That's
Chill.
good, man.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. You got kids or no?
I do. I got a 5-year-old who's about to
Okay.
be 6 next
Yeah.
week. So, man, acts like a teenager already. But
Dude, that's how my kid was. He was super just advanced. And I think it's because my kid was like tall for his
Mhm.
age. So like in kindergarten, even as a 3-year-old, he didn't get treated as a 3-year-old. They were treating him like 5 already because he looks like he's fucking 5.
yeah,
So I feel like that was like weird for him. I mean, I don't know.
That's interesting.
yeah, that's how my kid is too. He's I wouldn't say he's the best out there, but he's pretty advanced for his age.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit that he does that just fucking amazes me, dude. And like he plays with this beat pad. He's like a little
Yeah.
producer. It's pretty sick too. Like he's actually on like beat when he's doing
He's
it.
doing
too,
like
so-
fire.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like when he was like GarageBand and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it's,
That's crazy. Yeah.
shit. When I was 5, what the fuck was I doing? Like
I'm fucking
looking for
sucking on
snails.
rocks. And shit.
yeah, looking for snails, and he's
Yeah.
over here fucking making a track.
I was drawing terrible drawings at 5. That was like the most advanced thing I could probably do with my hands. Was like coloring the lines, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have kids.
I was never really
I'm not
creative. I
around
was
them,
always just
so-
outside.
yeah, that's how it
playing
was, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our generation,
Yeah.
we were just outside and just got to be inside when the lights turn on in the streets, and that's it.
It's so crazy. Like, I used to ride my bike all over town as like a 10-year-old, and I'm like weird about him riding around the block. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
dude, like,
fucking
dude,
no.
don't go down the driveway.
Yeah,
man.
like
stop
it's-
right there.
And I'm like thinking about it every time. Like, dude,
it's crazy,
what's
right?
gonna happen?
Like,
Yeah.
Like,
a
and
lot
it's
of
not
shit's
that the
just
world,
changed, man.
See, I disagree with that. Like, I think we're just more aware of all the bullshit. Like we're aware of every fucking pedophile,
Yeah.
and every serial killer, and every kidnapper.
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the word is out now,
there's
man.
less,
People are more open about it.
But I
so,
mean, there's less of it. There's less violence. It's just we know every bit of
yeah,
violence.
we're all aware.
Sure.
So I think it's hard for me to just be aware of that. Like, I don't know.
But maybe part of the child violence is because kids are staying in more. When I
Yeah,
was a
there
kid,
could
my
be.
parents like let me go. We used to go down almost daily to this corner store 2 miles away from the house through like tons of fucking neighborhoods, busy streets, and everything. A lot of strangers on the way. It was no really big deal, just as long as we were back before the sun was down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And or contacted them. And, no, I'm good, thank you, sir.
I'm good, man.
All right.
Thanks.
We gotta hold
That's what
it
I
together,
figured,
dude.
yeah. I was like rolling this. I'm like, oh man, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
A little bit of it. I don't have to drive anywhere, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got that advantage.
But 9/11, I remember, did change things.
Oh,
My
yeah,
parents
man.
kind of reeled it in a little bit more. We were getting older, but like I had to really be on it with telling them like where it was and everything. The cell phone definitely helped that.
Yeah.
Dude, Petaluma is a hot spot for
Yeah,
terrorist
dude.
activity.
Think of all the wine, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
White people don't want to lose that wine. They're coming
No.
for it.
Yeah. It's California's
Oh.
entire economy is right here. So
Remember how long Homeland Security was at the Golden Gate Bridge? You would always see fucking Humvees out there.
Yeah, dude. You always got soldiers out there at each
Yeah.
end of the bridge, just fucking
You don't really see them
waiting
anymore.
for shit to happen. Yeah.
oh, you got cocky again. Like, bring it on. I doubt it. We have locks on the doors now, guys. But maybe because you and people like you, other parents, holding it down to like, stay on the street, that I can see you from the porch. Don't go out that, or I'll kill you myself. We won't wait for a stranger to do it. I'll just take care of it. Maybe that is like holding back the weirdos, because they're still fucking weirdos, and especially around here, I've
Yeah.
been noticing the homeless population has
Yeah, dude,
fucking
it's-
skyrocketed.
Yeah, dude.
Behind our house,
Yeah.
it is all trailers.
Yeah.
Really?
And I was driving down 112 on the John Rodota Trail
Oh,
the other
it's
day,
fucking-
and they cut back hedges. It's all fucking
It's
tense.
a shanty town for
Down,
like
it
half
looked-
a mile at least.
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, there's a ton off of Petaluma Hill Road when you're going
Mhm.
northbound, and you'll see like a little tent, like a row of just tents and tarp
Yeah.
just set up. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, sad.
It's weird. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the homeless issue. like obviously I'm not like anti-homeless by any means,
Mhm.
but I don't like shanty towns all over and drug-addled people. But like how do you fix it, right?
Well, I'm not anti-traveler,
Yeah.
which is different than homeless. I am anti-homeless. I want people to get help and not be as homeless as they are. I don't know if that's building a parking lot like structure with bullshit half walls and treat it almost looking like a prison, but they can leave whenever they want, and it's just like that's home to like 5,000 people just stacked up in one spot. Like,
Yeah.
like
I think we can make it a little better.
no, but it's
District
just a
9.
thought. It's just a starting off.
I mean,
point.
I
It's
get it.
a
It's like if you,
cheap.
you don't
it's
want
a
to get rained on,
super-
get your shit together. The
Yeah.
next step, but I think maybe
It's a wicked cheap option. That's kind of like
like we don't have to give them doors,
Dehumanizing.
but maybe curtains.
right.
You know,
It's not well thought out either, boys.
no.
But I don't know. So I would love for something to change. That I am sad for everybody out there, and a lot of them have a lot of like they do have problems that could be. I think if it often feels like there's one big problem that creates a lot of little problems, but if you solve and conquer that one big one, the little ones kind of get solved through that issue,
Mhm.
whatever it may be. So it'd be awesome if there was some way to, and maybe the MDMA therapy, because it's had so much success
give all
on
the homeless
PTSD and
Molly.
addiction.
Yeah,
Well-
throw a little rave for them, you know,
Yeah.
a little rager.
Offer it as a service,
No,
and if
we're
people want to
enforcing
try,
this.
yeah, dose the water. with
We're also
Molly.
sterilizing them.
Right.
Too far. Okay. my
Calm
bad.
down, Carl.
Read the room. All right.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
it's a. I feel like we could just solve, like, as a society, there's a lot of problems we could just end, but we just choose not to. Like, and we choose to keep spending money on, not to sound like a hippie, but I mean, if we just spend half the money that we do on defense and fucking helicopters and bombs and shit, we could probably figure out the homeless issue pretty quick.
Yeah.
There's no profit, I guess. We're getting too real here.
Isn't there profit though? Like
Is there?
if you got like
I mean,
working people
that's-
in society,
Yeah, I mean,
paying
there'd be a bigger
taxes,
working class, even, which would, enable more growth, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm not an economist.
I guess a lot of the homelessness starts, like a lot of the people say it starts with getting laid off though from their like, and it's a normal job. It's like I worked at a car plant and I got laid off. Like it, but you
I'm
think
just
like
laughing
a
at
lot of
myself.
people got
Sorry.
laid off or like, whatever it
I'm
may
not laughing
be.
at the people getting.
Yeah, right.
What do you think? A lot of the people that are around here now, do you think they're people that escaped like the fires? Because
Well,
I'm seeing more RVs and tents.
It's-
so,
that's
I mean,
true.
that's, that
You know,
is
people
that's
that
very
could have
true.
fled from
Like
other
that,
places.
yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
that's part of it. I mean,
This is like the next town over that. they
I
actually
guess the
feel-
problem with the RVs that I'm seeing is the amount of trash that's being like cleverly, like they're just like it's just a little like
it's like a hoarder on
I-
wheels. Some
Yeah.
of them. And,
Rebecca
like,
and I, or Jen,
sometimes they leave hella trash, and it's like if you want to be not have animosity, towards your your little clique, you shouldn't trash every place you go.
Yeah.
So it's,
keep
Yeah.
it a little presentable. You know what I mean?
but also if I was homeless, I might not give a fuck either because fuck everybody. Like, why I gotta be homeless? What's up, Ryan?
I might need a power cord.
Okay, we can unplug the light
Okay,
if you follow that cord.
we have plenty of light too. I think.
Yeah, I think we should be okay. I'll do it for it.
Yeah, no,
You
I
got
got
it?
it, dude.
Okay.
Just tell me where the light is.
Follow
Right
that
above me?
cord. I said.
Oh god.
Yeah, I had it in here, but Isabel made it look pretty, so now it's out there. It should be pretty close. That's not a long cord. I wanted to get back to marijuana topics though,
Yeah.
instead of talking about this divisive homeless.
Just went
issue
down the
that I
rabbit hole
yeah,
real quick, man.
yeah.
Shit got real.
That's why I was laughing when he was talking about people getting laid off. I was like, oh fuck, man, we hella diverted this conversation. But Ryan bought, what'd you buy? Indica?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan bought an Indica. Do you have a preference? And
Not really. I mean, I understand people like the uppers, the downers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, whatever gets me feeling good, that's good enough.
I don't even look at the type when I buy it.
Yeah, I like the smell, I like the looks of
Yeah.
it, but whatever it's going to
That's
do,
exactly.
it's going to do it.
I go by look and just usually I'll when I go into a club, especially, I'll be like, hey, I'll look at the price. I'll buy a medium range one. I'll be like, what do you like out of those two? They'll tell me. I'll smell it. I'll be like, yes, 100%.
Mhm.
I don't need, like.
Yeah, I've never said no when they
It's-
put it in front of
yeah,
my face.
I don't
I'm like,
even-
okay,
Yeah.
if this is the one you need me to buy, I'll buy it.
No, I'm not even with that attitude. I'm like, cool. Yep, cool. Smells like
No,
weed.
but
Let's do it.
That's
Like,
what I kind of mean.
yeah, I
Like,
just don't care.
let's go.
When I buy, the only time when I have a preference, I guess, is when I buy the pre-rolls, because I usually just go for a hybrid, or
Yeah.
I'll go indica. I guess I never buy sativa by choice, but I'm not gonna not smoke a sativa.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go with the solo. Just by yourself, you're chilling, or you're with your lady. That type of solo thing. When you're at home by yourself, what is your favorite? Do you not have a choice then? I love sativa by myself, so I could just get in my head.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the outside world.
No, I really don't have a preference. Like I said, I couldn't tell you what type of weed is in the blunt I rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have the package right here. Let's see. It is. It doesn't fucking say. Of course. I'm fucking serious.
I feel like I've gotten
Purple
more.
Punch.
I've gotten more into it since I've been buying from clubs.
Mhm.
Now that I can actually, like, they just tell you when a dealer says like, "Oh, this is blue grape," whatever. I don't look it up on the Leafy afterwards to see what kind of
Yeah.
THC I'm getting in my
Mhm.
how it's gonna make me feel. I just let it hit me when it hits me.
Yeah.
But it's fun to just be like, oh, can I get an eighth of a sativa and an eighth of an indica? And then you kind of get to choose, because I will say, tell me what you think. Do you feel like we're holding it together a little bit better than some episodes? Like, there's a couple where we've smoked weed and I can't follow a sentence. This
Like, you get
one-
stuck, or
I just stumble. I don't, and then I like go off on a tangent and forget where my point was.
yeah.
And then we're both like, I don't know what we were just talking about. And we sometimes like,
I don't know. I'm pretty high right now, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
this last like a minute, I'm like, I don't know where my phone is. I really want to go get it because I wanted to Google something. That's all I've been thinking about. I mean, I've been listening to you, but
yeah.
But I don't want to run off screen to go get my phone. It seems
Yeah.
pretty useless, so I'm gonna try and forget about it.
Yeah.
I do think, I don't know if it's maybe the weed or maybe we kind of just rock it whenever we have guests. Like, I
Yeah.
think we're more alert. Maybe it's the weed. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should focus on what strains I smoke.
See what happens,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm not kidding. Maybe I
Yeah.
should. Like,
Do you guys always get different stuff every time you guys go, or do you guys have like a?
If
Is there like one that you guys always go back to, or that you look out for?
if they have J27, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
After we talked about like, what are we going to talk about? You brought up strains. I'm like, I know in my head, I'm like, I know J27, and I don't even know if it's a sativa or an indigo or a hybrid. I just know that I've never had a bad time on that weed.
Yeah, mine was lamb's bread. This was before I even knew like Bob Marley's. That was his favorite strain.
Oh,
too.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
his? Okay.
Yeah, so I remember getting it from Redwood, that place on the street from our office, and yeah, dude, they were the spot that always had it.
Mm,
It was cool, man. It gave a different high
okay.
that I liked. So it was always hard to find that.
I'll have to look
nowadays.
into it. I'll try it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's-
report
It's a good one.
back.
It's hard to find now.
I always just buy different strains, try them out. I rarely remember, but there's my friend was growing really good Blue Dream, and then it got super popular, so that was always fun because it's
Okay.
a nice.
Yeah, that's another popular one in the house, especially for my wife. She likes it because it helps her study. So, hey, man,
How
more
about
power to her.
brands?
Oh,
I never really
Yeah.
paid attention to brands. It's whatever did the job for me.
I just started to.
Yeah.
Cosmic makes really great looking and like tasting weed.
Yeah,
It's in a glass thing and it's like Cosmic. Yeah, that's all I know. But like their shit's really good. And then we just bought this other weed that came from a brand called Fun Uncle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's tight packaging, but the weed is not very good.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, he talked me into that one.
That's weird.
Yeah.
They spend
So-
too much money on packaging.
Yeah, but the Cosmic ones, those like glass things, we've been talking about that the last
Yeah, I
few
got
episodes.
this is the glass. That's the glass jar I bought.
Oh, yeah.
from
Nice.
I don't remember even what brand, That was an 8th I got.
Elion, wow.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, it came in as a cardboard box with that. And
Looks like there's some lotion in here
Yeah,
or something. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Some good packaging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I just got one
I've
too.
kept the jar, so I guess it's working.
I got this one too from what was it called? It was some farm from down south, like in LA. But you can tell they spent money on the packaging, man. Like it was a nice jar. The fucking little cardboard box that it came in was pretty sick, and yeah, they're starting to set their game up and
It's
packaging and
crazy.
stuff. Yeah.
You know, it'd be tight because I'm a nerd and I love puzzles. What if there's a brand that just sold like an 1/8 of weed in a puzzle box? It was more so about trying to get the fucking weed out of the box. Would you ever buy a puzzle box?
No.
No.
Smoke some other weed to fucking open up that box.
maybe it's like
Wait,
a
let
gag
me get the
one
puzzle, and
time.
then let me get an 1/8 of this to fucking solve that.
Yeah. I when I was in there, I bought all the puff, different kinds,
Yeah.
as I do, and the guy was just saying that he was trying to sell me or tell. It's so confusing sometimes because they're like, "I'm not trying to sell it on you. I just want to show you this thing." And then you almost feel butthurt, or they feel butthurt when you're like, "No, not today," because that's like another $100 onto the
Yeah.
bill I don't want to add.
Yeah.
They have 3 different kinds of Jane Silent Bob weed for the new movie that's coming
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's like Snooches Booches,
Oh,
and then I
shit.
forget the
Yeah.
other 2, but it was like cool
do you have
packaging.
do you have an rewards card with them?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nice.
My other friend didn't know that they had a punch card. And he got
Yeah.
hella pissed. Like, that's what's up. They give you 40% off up to whatever you buy.
Anything,
It's
yeah.
pretty chill. Yeah.
That's
got
on the
it.
10th visit.
Whatever. It's like however many times you spend $25 worth.
Oh,
Something
okay.
Mine is. Maybe it's different now.
I don't know. They just stamp my thing,
Yeah.
and then every
I think it's every
10
$25 they give you a stamp. And then
Yeah.
when it's filled up, you
Yeah.
get 40% off.
No, it's not every 25. Maybe
That's
you're
what
getting a
mine
good
is.
person.
Yeah.
Because I go there and spend $100
I'll
like
show
every
you
2 weeks.
Yeah.
They give me 1 stamp.
Ooh, I've definitely got multiple stamps.
I've
at the
gotten
same-
multiple
yeah.
stamps before, but the
Maybe
last
I've just
few
gotten
times,
cool people then, and I was
maybe.
confused.
Yeah.
I'm very personable when I go in
when
there.
we go, I usually have my wife go in first, get the stamps, and then I go in with that card and get more
Nice. That's a good move.
stamps. Yeah, man.
That
I
is
think
good.
brands come into play a lot with edibles. I
I have Cottonmouth. I'm gonna go get water
Okay.
Yeah.
and my phone.
I
It
have
works as a
here.
double thing.
It's on a
Yeah,
mission.
go get your phone.
What is it? It'll help me not think about it.
Yeah.
Just continue. Sorry.
No worries. Do you mess with edibles? Sorry.
It
as you're
depends,
taking a
man.
drink.
No, that's cool. It usually depends on the situation. Like if I'm out camping, I'll probably have like an edible. But more or less, yeah, I'm just all about the flower.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
the flower seems like the easiest to predict
It is.
for the most part. Can't super go overboard on flower without like knowing what you're doing.
Mhm.
You know, you'd have to pack at this stage where I'm at. I'd have to pack a few bowls to
Mhm.
get really fucked up
Really?
on something and sick.
Well,
But
actually,
oil scares me.
yeah, I actually was gonna say, man, I take that back. I'm usually when we smoke, we're pretty self-conscious, like especially when we're out in public.
Yeah.
Usually when we're out, we'll just have like a vape pen, so it's pretty
There you go.
discreet. But I think vape pens hit you a little different than the flower.
Yeah.
It's a little more potent. You're getting the higher concentrated version of the flower, right?
That's
So
true. Yeah.
gives you a different high.
Have you ever used the packs? It's
Yeah, we actually had one, but we stopped buying cartridges because they were just fucking expensive.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like $40 or something like that. So we're like, we can get like a regular one, a little regular cartridge.
Did you find your phone?
Yeah, I left it on the front porch. Which
Oh,
I
you
think in my
goofball.
subconscious I knew. I was like, and I came home and I have a little, I have a desk with a shelf on it, and the drawer was open today. And like I asked Isabel, did you open it? She's like, no. So somebody fucking went through it, and it just has fucking empty cigarettes.
Oh. Are you sure you didn't open it when we were out there?
No, 100%. It was when I came home from work.
Oh, sorry. Missed that part. The packs that I'm talking about, it's a dry herb one. So on the bottom, you put dry herb in there.
Mhm.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was thinking that little
The little
electronic.
jewels?
Yeah, they're like the little jewel
Or,
pods.
like, yeah,
whatever.
like okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about. The little
Yeah. The dry herb vaporizing thingy. It's pretty dope. I like it.
Yeah, that was
Tastes
pretty
really
cool.
good.
That was a definite game changer. 'Cause
Yeah.
we used it a lot when we went snowboarding.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's just easy to pack. But then we were like, fuck, dude. at one point we're like, why are we even packing this? Just fucking light the joint right here.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I
that's a
mean?
really good point too.
You know, you don't have to get on MacGyver about it.
I mean,
Just
it
fucking
has a
pull it out
time
and
and
light it.
place. Like vape pens, just in general, have like way easier to get into concerts and whatever.
Yeah.
With, like
You
Just take them
it's
anywhere,
tobacco.
dude.
Yeah.
You go to the bathroom real quick.
baseball
or the restaurant.
games, fucking whatever, you know.
Yeah. I think did the TSA just say that they're gonna kind of give up like they just admitted in a way like we don't give a fuck about weed for the most part as long as it's like it's clearly a
I mean, that's-
personal use.
That's always kind of been the case. Like,
But I think they
care,
like
you know.
really putting it out there. Like
Oh yeah.
it's on you
trying to
when
get
you land somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
just don't have to be stupid about it. You know, just know the law wherever the fuck you're going. And
Yeah.
you know, I think it's at the point now at airports where they're just more focused on a fucking threat more than
Yeah.
some kind of bullshit like weed or whatever.
The only thing that sucks is like the only place I want to fly to with weed is Texas. That's where my family's at.
Hmm.
There's no fucking way I'm entering into Texas
Nah.
with weed.
Nah.
Doesn't matter how much. I'm not interested in that
It's always
shit.
good to have a little tolerance break, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I just have my brother buy it for
There
me.
you go.
But
Yeah.
dude, it is fucking expensive.
Oh, I'm
I
sure.
imagine,
It's-
dude. Hell yeah.
It's decent weed, but it is like $10 a gram.
Oh, dude, that's not expensive. My buddy used
I
to
think
pay.
That's about how much it is around here.
yeah, $10 a
$10
gram
bucks,
isn't
It
bad.
must be like 15
That's like the
grams
average.
because
It must be like 20.
it's a lot
I
more.
get
If it's
Yeah.
20, I'd imagine it'd be 20.
Yeah, 20.
20 makes sense.
Yeah,
That's their 12.
because in Georgia, my buddy said he used to pay like fucking $35 for a gram of weed.
All right, 20
Yeah.
makes more sense. I just know I hand him money
Maybe
and
it
I
was
get
Ohio.
back nothing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, that's how much it is. And I'm like,
He's like, you owe me $10.
all right. Exactly. The guy wouldn't
Get
go
you on the
in.
next run.
Yeah.
I'll add it to your tab.
Oh
It's
my
gonna be a
God.
thing.
Dude, I miss getting weed like that, man. Like back in the day, you'd have to page someone, and kids that just don't realize how it is or how we had it back then.
Yeah.
It was a fucking struggle just to even get like a 20 sack. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
hey, dude, I'll meet you at the Quickie Mart, in the
Yeah.
parking lot, and just pull up next to me. We'll just exchange from the window.
It always felt you were doing some big deal. No,
Yeah, dude.
shit,
You're always
like,
like looking around. Now it's like, all right, fucking have the guy just deliver it to me.
Right.
And just,
I don't have to leave my fucking
here's
house.
a tip.
I had
Jeez.
one dealer who lived in a shady neighborhood, and we always had to go in and hang out for 20 minutes so it didn't look suspicious. I had
Yeah, we all had that guy.
that guy was fun, a little sketchy. You never really go over there at night because
You do not show up unannounced.
no,
Yeah,
you always
like-
have to call.
No, get all
Oh.
pissed. Like,
Oh,
what the
yeah.
fuck, man? You're supposed to call me
Yeah.
and shit.
Fuck, you still get it going.
Come
Brings-
on in.
Yeah.
Bring someone else with you. Be like, who the fuck is
Yeah.
this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, sketch now.
Oh, he's my driver, man. He's cool.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not gonna rob you for your $40 a weed you have on you right,
Right.
now. Like,
They're one strain.
I had another dealer who we did call, and he would go anywhere we were at. Like we were in high school, so we didn't drive. We were walking around,
Yeah,
and we just said Safeway parking lot. He's like, "All right, I'll be there in 20 minutes."
nice.
And he'd pull up, hand us shit through a window, drive off. Sketchiest, He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He could have said in front of the cops, like police station. He's like, "All right, I'll be there in 10." Yeah.
The good old days.
what do you think
Yeah.
he's doing now?
I hope he's still selling weed, man. He was great. He was always
Yeah.
quick. He we got the weed that we were expecting.
That's
No one knew shit about
all you
him.
really want.
He was a great dealer.
And to not have to hang out with him.
Oh my god, there's no way to hang out with him because he didn't want you in his car because we were all
He
kids.
was throwing it at you.
Yeah, basically.
You can only interpret that one way.
Yeah, It's an interesting time when you go from not mooching to actually throwing down on the saccharoonies.
Yeah.
I remember in high school for the longest time, you kind of like realize, oh, I never pay for weed. How do you pay for weed? Who pays for weed? What's the exchange?
See, it was always me and Mark, so it was very clear when
Oh,
we both
okay.
had to contribute to this relationship.
right.
Did you guys like smoke pipes or joints, or like how'd you guys do that earliest?
Mine was we were all about pipes.
Yeah, I feel like that was like the real young thing to do.
No one really knew how to roll back in the day.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh fuck it. I always fuck up the joint, and
I remember.
you don't want to watch the one guy fucking licking it and
Yeah.
shit. You're like, fuck, man, I gotta
Yeah.
smoke that now.
I remember
Keep it classy
me
with
and
the
Mark
pipe.
got weed one time, and we were like, we wanted to smoke a joint. We didn't have a pipe, so we went to KFC where my brother's friend worked, and we're like, hey, rolls a joint in the bathroom, and he's like, "What the fuck?" But he did it, you know. And he probably took some because it wasn't a big, whatever. Like, yeah, but that's exactly why you don't smoke joints as a young kid. You got to go to weird places.
Tedious, man.
The first joint that I smoked was on 420, years into smoking. Like 2 years into smoking weed regularly, and we didn't have any weed. And then we saw a group of like 3 dudes that we didn't really know, but we kind of recognized from school. They were older than us, and we just said, "Hey, can we buy weed off you?" And they're like, "What makes you think that we have weed?" I'm like, "Do you?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they sold us a joint for $7, but of course they didn't have change, so they took the full 10, and we went on our way, and that was cool.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna give it to you for $5.
Yeah, and it was a really nice joint.
Oh,
they knew how to roll a joint. Yeah, it was cool. But we mainly smoked for years apples and fucking soda cans. I might get Alzheimer's early on.
I smoked out of my fair share of
soda cans.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. It's awesome when you're the guy that gets to drink the soda, but then you realize how close to the like store you're smoking weed, and you're like you have to down it really quickly.
It never like I would smoke out of an apple nowadays for some nostalgia or whatever.
Sure.
I could see myself doing that. I'm never gonna smoke out of a can.
Fuck no.
For it. Like even if like not even health risk, just it was the worst. Like it worked, it worked, but that shit sucked.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's a worse way to smoke weed. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I remember making our own steamrollers. Did you ever do that? With the fucking tube between the
I
napkin
never
or
made my
whatever.
own, but I've smoked like glass ones and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to
What do you do with it? How do you make it? I know what a steamroller is, but how did you make it?
So you take that cardboard piece in between like the napkin.
Okay.
You cut a hole on top and put a little bit of foil in there.
Oh,
punch holes
okay.
through it and put your weed in there and just fucking.
That's cool.
It's
Yeah,
probably harsh too.
it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know, back then
Steamrollers
you
are
just-
fucking harsh.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's taking
But-
dry bong rips pretty much.
Be cool if you had a just a bong piece for that.
But that was the glass ones are pretty much that.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, you
make
still
'em.
use your hand, to cover it up at the end.
Right.
Which is always weird too, because then like I don't know, your hands gonna get resonated if you smoke too much.
I think they normally have like a nice inch, like between your hand and the bowl. Like you don't get anything.
no,
on
yeah,
them.
but I mean, I guess doesn't really go that. It's been a while since I smoked a steamroller.
Right.
What about gravity bongs?
Right, I was just gonna say, man,
Yeah.
gravity bongs.
I've been
Yeah,
I've been
do
known
that.
to do that every like
Oh,
3
man, those are
years. I'll
fucking
still
killer.
do it. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Those were
Like,
killer.
That's like that's hard for me to wrap my brain around. Every time I see the video of people doing the gravity bongs, I'm like, how is this working? What's going on? And I
Gravity,
do.
man.
I guess. Yeah, I
Science.
don't
That's
know.
literally it. It's filled with water, and you just pull it out. The
Right.
pressure just sucks air in to replace where the water goes, so it just fucking milks that bowl.
Right.
It rips it
bowl
hard,
of
man, like a vacuum.
Yeah, you can fill that shit up where it's like thick yellow smoke.
Yeah.
And then when you push it back down, all the water's gonna go to where the air is, and it
Push
Keep
up.
pushing up. Yeah.
Okay.
science.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
fucked up.
Fuck.
Those are harsh too,
Yeah.
because you don't have any choice. It's going deep inside you, whether you want it or not.
Yeah, I made a list of my favorite shit.
What
Maybe I
is your
can remember it.
Let's
Solo.
do it all natural. We want
Solo, it's a joint. My favorite thing to smoke is a joint, just by myself, chilling.
Yeah.
It's probably least on my list now in public because it's a really frustrating piece when you have someone who's a talker and does not respect that like weed is fucking burning because they don't stop, they just keep on going. And like
Yeah.
as someone who like just want like is there to
I'll
really
speak
get
up
high.
nowadays. I used to like kind of let it go.
Yeah.
I'm not rude about it by
No,
any
you
means.
just say,
I'll be
like,
like, hey man,
move it
like,
on.
Yeah, exactly.
You could hit that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a joke. Oh, is that a microphone? Whatever.
Right.
There's all sorts of shit.
Yeah. But I think altogether a bong. Because bongs, like, people will pass them pretty quickly. No one wants to hold on to a fucking bong. They're heavy.
Yeah, it's true.
And then you get your own bowl. It's not weird to, like, fill it up and
Yeah,
make
you can
it
just-
all your own.
Put little snappers in
Snappers,
there.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's usually what we do, man.
Do we both
Just
use the same lingo? We both said snappers. That's dope.
swamps. Yeah, man. We're from
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
era, dude. How old are you, man? If you don't mind me asking.
33.
38.
Right, okay, yeah. And you're born and raised here?
Born and raised,
Okay,
man. Sonoma County.
Yeah.
I only lived outside of Sonoma County for 1 year, and that was out in Newark. It was a pretty cool experience.
I never have.
No, never moved
Never
out.
even left the county.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this a little bit
Oh,
closer.
my bad.
That's how much I rep this place.
Yeah.
No.
It's a cool spot, man. It's hard
Oh,
to
no,
leave, dude.
yeah.
It's, family's here. All of our friends are here, and
Family's the biggest thing, but
it's
also
hard, man. If I can take everyone with me anywhere, then fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, we're so close together. It's kind of hard to just, bounce.
like I get it's expensive too, but it's a pretty dope spot. We're close to pretty much everything you would really want.
Yeah.
A couple hours away from snow, half hour away from the beach. We got a big city, fucking 45 minutes south.
We don't get tornadoes or
Yeah.
hurricanes, nothing like that.
Some earthquake's gonna get us at some point.
Earthquakes,
but whatever. It's not-
fires,
it's not
but,
every year we're not having to rebuild it, on the fucking beach and be like, I wonder if this is gonna happen next year.
Yeah.
It is.
California's cool because some kids get snow days and other kids get fire days. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Heaven and hell, dude.
yeah.
But it's a dope spot.
Well,
Yeah.
regarding the weather, though, I'm just now realizing I need to be more grateful for what we have. It's hard to be grateful, though, because I've never lived anywhere else.
Mhm.
And you can go somewhere for a week or
Yeah.
two and just in your mind pretend like it's just burning hot this 2 weeks. I came during a hot part. I bet it's probably like you kind of just like play with the idea of like it's probably like California the rest of the year. It's probably just I came at a hot point. You don't really realize like no,
Oh, see, I was
Texas
thinking
is
the opposite.
constantly fucking
I
hot.
was thinking like I'm gonna judge like when I went to Maine, it was overcast every day. So I'm thinking Maine is pretty much overcast every day. Like, that's
Okay.
just how it is. Like,
Yeah, I
I
love
gotta-
our
yeah.
weather here. We get
It's,
to wear
it's pretty
like-
crazy to have like 105-degree day and go down to like 60 at night. That's a big drop. A lot of places
Yeah.
don't get.
Right.
I'm so glad we.
Are you
cooled
wearing
off at
shorts
least.
right now?
No, I'm
Oh,
wearing
damn it!
khakis,
Because
bro.
I was gonna say we were literally all in like the different. Like I have jeans on and a sweatshirt. You have a sweatshirt on and shorts. You have a short sleeve shirt on and short. Like it's just like
I went
we can all
khakis
wear
for some
different
reason.
shit.
Yeah, I thought I'd look classy for the people.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys couldn't
dress for the occasion.
Oh man.
I knew this
Special
was
kid.
going to be a video. I don't know what we're on. Weather? Nah.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna talk about. I guess my favorite. Yeah, I think my favorite is a bong. Anyway,
Mm,
I broke my good bong a couple years ago and haven't bought another one.
right.
And I've had this shitty plastic bong for fucking way too long. Like this thing is probably older than I am. Honestly, like, that thing's a fucking beast.
Is that tape on the bottom holding it together?
No,
Or is
I
that
just
just
filled
there?
it up because sometimes when I put ice, the condensation. So I just did that so it rolls off more. It's don't worry about it.
Science.
yeah.
Yeah,
It works.
But I mean, I've smoked, DMT out of this fucking weed. Like that guy's been around.
So how is that, man?
DMT?
Yeah.
Have you done it? You've done mushrooms?
I've done mushrooms,
You done acid?
I've done acid.
So it's like an acid trip. You know, like the difference between the mushrooms and an acid trip, like they're the same, but they're a lot different.
Oh yeah.
So DMT is like the next jump, but
Oh,
like
shit.
times like 50.
Yeah.
But it only lasts like fucking 10 minutes, So it's like you're smoking it, and all of a sudden it's so hard to explain.
Yeah. Just gotta
like,
fucking do it.
yeah, it's
I
not
think it's
scary.
I think
like-
it's one of those things if you allow yourself, because when I did it, I was falling down just something,
hmm
and there were geometrical shapes
Yeah, some
being
things-
like
a lot
grown,
of
like
fractals.
yeah, just going into itself over and over again. But it was white, like glowing white, and everything else was dark. In my mind, I just was like, oh, I'm in the water temple. Oh, this is my body. And then I was like, I kind of want to see color. Boom, everything blasts to color.
Damn.
But like what takes you, it's one of those things like you can realize like I'm on a couch right now. Carl and Mark are right next to me, but it kind of takes you out, but you can kind of get right back in, and it's a lot of interpretation, I think. Yeah, if you want it to be.
You're doing such a great job, by the way. Keep going.
Okay,
sorry.
cool. I'm glad. I'm like, yeah.
I wanted to speak. Go,
Right.
go. It's a lot of interpretation.
A lot of interpretation. I had to breathe really deeply, and in that I was like, oh, I have to really work on my breath. My body's a water temple. I need to hydrate myself. And I'm not going to be able to get any further in this trip until I take care of my body better. Has it done anything? No. But the information was there. And whether I casted it out because that was what I was focusing on all week, because I knew Mark was going to be on the podcast. And last time we talked on the podcast, we talked about health just in breathing and drinking water. So maybe that was what just did it all in my brain. But or maybe it really was from an outer realm telling me, like, you want to get to the next level of something, then you need to breathe and drink water and treat yourself better. And it's up to you to like do something with that vision, or it could just be a vision. Mark said at one point he was just like flirting with some chick in front of a restaurant.
He said he like went to a space Las Vegas type place, and then he like met somebody he knows in real life was there, or was it the alien? Yeah. No. That's the same way. Yeah, and he met somebody in real life that was there, and he was like flirting with her, or maybe not flirting, but he was really like attracted to her. Like he was like he could like her pheromones or whatever. And then he just chilled. But then the crazy thing about that story is he like leaves us hanging out, goes to hang out somewhere downtown, runs into that chick immediately. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's yeah. Little synchronicities, I've never had, I'll throw out mine, which is like I haven't had any like experiences with any beings or places or going anywhere. Like mine have all been purely crazy psychedelic shit I'm seeing while sitting on my couch, fully aware. And I think it's because I don't really meditate. I don't know. Like, do you meditate? Yeah. See, like Ryan like meditates. I don't really work on like my inner self, I think, at all. I'm just kind of, chilling.
Just in the moment, right? Yeah, you're just fucking taking it all in. Okay.
Exactly. So I don't know if this is like, maybe I'm not gonna like blast off and whatever and go see some fucking aliens who are going to tell me the secret to my life. Which like I went into it wanting to be like, I've heard stories about people quitting drinking. Like I was like, oh, I want to quit smoking. Maybe I'll meet some lady who'll be like, here's a spell, you don't smoke anymore. Right. I don't know.
Douse you in nicotine.
But I've just seen, Ryan's face, exploding upwards and a new face popping in constantly. Like one of those type deals.
So Doctor Strange shit, right?
Like insane. Like his lips were birthing new lips and a new face, and would envelop over, and it would just keep happening.
Wow.
And while like crazy psychedelic mandalic type shit is like all over my walls, and like Vincent Van Gogh colors, like crazy shit. I look at my girlfriend, and her face is just literally swirling around. And I'm like, nope, can't even look at that. Like, I'm not going to do I'm going to look at Ryan. Like, but like, it was
it's
crazy.
Controlled, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I was
fully controlled.
I was fully aware I was on
good.
DMT in my living
So that's what I'm always afraid of. It's just, the shit just taking over where you can't control it.
See, I think
get a bad trip,
Yeah. I've always been scared of like mushrooms and shit. Like even when I've done mushrooms plenty of times, and still I'm like, I don't want to have a bad trip. And usually when I focus on that too much, I have a bad trip. It's very self-fulfilling. I'm not sure. I mean, if you smoke a shit ton of DMT where you're forced to like blast off, you probably don't. I don't know if you have a sense of self there.
I was going to say,
like, I'm not going to lie to your face and be like, no, you're good.
You describing the trip of like seeing our faces change. That was you sitting up with your eyes open, looking at shit. My story
in a lit living room. Like not the best, craziest or in-depth self-setting, I would say.
And the story of Mark, and then my story, we are both laying down on a couch with like a thick cloth over our eyes. There's nice music playing, and it's like completely silent and dark. So like it's two totally different ways to use it.
Yeah, I did do it that way too.
Right.
And I still only saw crazy shapes and fractals. Like you close your eyes, and when you like rub your eyes too hard and you see some it's like that times a million. Like like it's really like kind of the best way to describe it.
Okay.
But every time I've done it, I've been super aware I'm on my couch.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you guys do it in like a certain spot? Like, can you be out in public doing it, or do you just stay in the house?
I don't think you would do it in public. Yeah.
Because you got to be sitting down, or like you're not going anywhere for a minute.
I mean, there's a chance you're gonna like you start lean back and pass out kind of while you're fucking in
You're just
Yeah.
zoned.
Spaceland. Yeah.
It tastes like shit, as any
Really.
good drug should. You
Yeah.
know, it tastes terrible. Like has a burning gas.
It is.
like
Like plasticky, metally battery. I don't even know how to explain the taste of it. It's pretty bad.
It's like chewing ecstasy.
Yeah,
You guys-
kinda. But
When you want to
worse,
just kick in a little
yeah.
bit quicker, you just
Yeah.
fucking chew it, you know? Okay.
Yeah, it tastes. Yeah, because that tastes shitty as fuck too.
It's just
You can tell.
bitter
You
and
can
it's
tell
like,
it's
"Ugh,
man-made
fuck."
almost.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
You,
that's
you taste all the
definitely-
chemical.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's not like there's super chemicals in the DMT though. I don't know. It's weird.
It's just a different type of just.
because it's actually you just extract all the actual DMT. So I don't think if you do it right, there's no other chemicals. I'm pretty sure. Like
I
almost
imagine so.
100%
Yeah,
sure.
that's why you do it like a DMT drug test to make sure is this pure DMT.
That's from a cactus, right, or something like that, or
DMT is usually from like roots of certain plants and
Okay.
barks of certain plants, and you dry it out, soak it in fuck, what is it? What do you soak it in?
Vinegar.
Not is it vinegar? You
No,
soak it
I
in
don't know.
something, and then you add lye to it, and you like soak it even more, and then
Wow.
there's like lighter fluid. It's fucking
Mm.
lighter fluid.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
That's why it has that
And then you
taste.
Wow.
distill it with lighter fluid, but
That's the-
like when you
yeah.
do it right, you get all the lighter fluid out, and
Right.
it's a Zippo fluid, so naphtha, whatever the
Oh,
fuck that
okay.
is.
Wow.
But yeah,
And then I know ayahuasca, which is like the
which has DMT.
yeah, it's the slow release of DMT, so you can have a 6 to 10 hour trip. That's from 2 vines in the jungle brewed together and shit.
Well, see the thing, like one of them is just DMT, the other one is a MOA, whatever, something that
Inhibitor.
yeah, it inhibit your body like has something that counteracts the DMT, like, and it releases it all the time, or whatever it is, your brain or something. So you eat this other shit, and it counteracts that. So when you ingest the ayahuasca, that's why it lasts fucking 10 hours.
Wow.
Like you could do that and probably smoke fucking a shit ton of DMT, and it might elongate it.
Would you ever do that?
I mean, I have DMT. Like I haven't smoked it.
Yeah,
And
but
I'll-
would you do
you know.
ayahuasca?
Oh, ayahuasca. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking of you saying do the longer DMT trip. Not right now. I mean, I think eventually, yeah.
Would you ever, David?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to be gone that long.
Yeah, I got shit to
Like,
do, man. I'm a dad. so
I don't even want to do acid anymore. That's why DMT's dope. Like it's
it's like
you
a
smoke
quick
it and
trip, and you're just like, all right,
within
cool.
15 minutes, within 10 minutes, you're back in your living room. Within 15, you're pretty much normal. And 20, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm driving home. Like
Yeah.
it's chill.
So is there a shitty feeling after it?
No,
You just
No.
wake up
I
from
mean,
it. And you're
I
like, all right,
haven't
cool.
had any. I've
Okay.
only had like I felt like I was getting hugged by a warm blanket all day. You
Mine
know,
was
like,
just uneasy.
see, I never felt that.
I felt just like not like just a little wobbly, just for the last 5 minutes, and then you do come out of it completely,
Mhm.
and you're good for the day.
I always felt better.
Yeah.
Like I always felt like it improved my day. Yeah.
But I think, I wanted to bring this up. I think DMT, though, they rated all the psychedelics in order of like how much they help. And I think
Mushrooms was number 1.
mushrooms was
Yeah.
1, LSD was 2,
Yeah.
weed was 3, DMT was 4,
Something like
almost
that.
not helpful at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think it is one of those things like I saw the whole water temple shit. I got the message, but I wasn't in it for 6 hours for it to dive in and show me how much my life is like being ruined by all the subtle poisons of the sodas, cigarettes, the weed, the bad food. Like I think if that was the message I was supposed to get and I did ayahuasca, I think I would have been falling a lot slower and diving into like because there were like caverns like that I was just falling down, and
You went so much farther than me. Like it's so crazy.
I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Though. Like that's all I was focusing on because I
Man.
knew we were gonna have it like in a week's time. So the whole week I was thinking.
I
about
wonder
it.
if me being so like like I was saying, I still have a fear of psychedelics. Like I'm
healthy,
scared of
though.
having a bad trip. I really
Yeah,
am.
it sucks.
I don't know. And I wonder if that like held me back from just not going anywhere and just having a good time. Like,
Have you had a bad trip before?
oh yeah, on mushrooms, but I
okay.
ate like a shit ton of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like pretty sure I ate like 7 grams or some
Yeah,
shit.
never gonna do that.
Yeah,
again.
like which is a crazy amount.
Yeah, that's a lot,
like,
man.
Heroic
yeah,
dose.
you really like
What was the trip like? What was bad about it? Unless you don't want to.
No,
talk
it's
about
fine. I just, me and Mark and another friend went up in the Annandale, ate a shit ton of mushrooms, hung out for a couple hours. It got dark. We went back to the car, or we went back to Spring Lake area. You know where the lookout is, the little wooden lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the north. Yeah, we were hanging out there. Park ranger comes up. He's like, "Ah, you guys got to go." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, he's got a fucking badge. He's in a uniform. Oh fuck." And he's like, "All right, got to go." And I just run to the car, hide under a blanket. My friends come, they're like, he was really weirded out that he ran away. He was being really cool. We had to drive across town. That freaked me out. I thought we were going to rear end everybody. Like the lights were
God.
it was terrible.
Oh man, I can imagine that.
We went to
man.
my brother's house and he has friends over there playing like Call of Duty. It was like freaking out. Mark thought it was like 1945 and the Nazis were coming.
Oh shit.
I'm just like,
Did everyone have 7 grams there?
Yeah, we all.
Oh, okay.
The
So
guy
everyone was
bought
on that
twice
same
as
level.
much as he thought he did. So we all just, without even thinking about it, ate twice as much. Not even thinking, this looks like a lot of mushrooms. Like,
Right.
we had all done plenty of mushrooms. Like, it was just so stupid.
That's
so
crazy.
bad. Yeah. It was pretty terrible.
Did anyone have a good trip?
No, it was all bad.
Who drove?
My buddy Timmy Two Toes.
Oh shit. Man. That's crazy.
Oh man.
He had all 10 toes.
I accidentally drove on mushrooms once. Not very fun. I mean, I was having a great time, but like the only thing that was really tough were the lights were so fucking bright because it was nighttime. It was also 4th of July,
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
but there weren't any fireworks on my route. Thank God. The whole time I was like grinning ear to ear. I'm like, hope there's no fireworks. This is going to be bad. And no one was out. Like it was awesome. And I didn't know that I was tripping still until I wasn't even tripping. I was just had the visual effects still there. And I was in a good mood, but like there wasn't a big trip at all. I didn't realize until like I was in the car and I saw the first headlights coming. Like, oh my God, I'm like really, yeah.
Man,
Have you had a bad trip?
I have
Yeah.
off of ecstasy.
Oh,
Yeah, I was at a rave and fuck, it was just it was intense in one of the rooms, man. I just fucking had to sit down and just fucking close my eyes.
what is? Because I've never done ecstasy or Molly. What is a bad trip on ecstasy?
Man, it would just be pretty much like a fucking bad headache. Your fucking mind's just spinning.
Oh, okay.
Think of it as like when you're just
I-
super. I mean, I don't know if you guys get hammered when you're drunk, but like when you drink, you get hammered and you fucking start spinning.
There was literally a
It's
time
intense,
I took
dude.
too much. I took a lot of Molly, and I had a bad like 10 minutes. And when I like got up, it was like I was in a 1930s like movie where it's like everything was like do, 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 do,
Yeah.
do, and my brain literally spinning. Like I can't really think straight.
Can't focus, dude.
But I
Yeah.
ate a shit ton of Molly. Like on an empty stomach and shit. It was super stupid. I was fine in 10 minutes, and then I had the best night of my life.
Yeah,
So,
it
yeah.
passes. You just gotta wait for it to
Yeah,
pass, and
it's
once that goes, you're like, all right, cool.
It's very panicky.
Yeah.
I would say like
Okay.
it's pretty bad. You feel terrible,
Right.
but
right.
I immediately like I don't know.
so
It goes away.
Yeah, but it is bad.
It sucks
Yeah.
when you're in that fucking zone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do Molly, but I'm very nervous about doing new drugs and really doing drugs in general.
If
I
you've done
never-
DMT, you won't have a problem with Molly, dude.
Yeah, probably. But it is that also the extended
no-
thing, and Molly also creeps into the next day. Like
can,
it's not
yeah.
a one
Yeah.
day, and you're like DMT, you're done after 20 minutes. Weed, you're done after 4 or
that
5
shit,
hours,
it fucking lingers, dude.
and you get that sadness.
yeah.
I don't really want that part.
See, I never really feel sad after I do a bunch of Molly or whatever. I've always felt a lot of like nothing.
yeah,
Like just it really doesn't matter what happens the next day because I don't give a shit. Like you know, like so maybe that's depressing. I guess that's depressing.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, there's plenty of people that do feel like get depression after it and they come down.
yeah.
But I mean, you can take certain pills, the 5-HTP pills.
I
or
just
whatever.
bought those.
Yeah,
I've been using them for the last week.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah. How are they?
serotonin booster or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
I've generally felt a little bit more happy the last
Good,
week.
man.
Like, just a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's pretty interesting. So I'm going to continue to take those. And I kind of also want to take like the Alpha Brain from On It,
Oh,
which
yeah?
keeps you a little sharper and a little bit more with it. or I want to stop smoking weed, which will probably have an even bigger effect.
I'm always down for a tolerance break. I
Yeah.
always talk about it. I haven't done it in
Right.
fucking
Oh,
10
man.
years.
I've done it.
but yeah, I need to do it.
So I want to ask you
Yeah.
guys this before we wrap it up. What do you guys have you heard about Ari Shafir dosing
Oh yeah.
Bert Kreischer with MDMA
No.
with Molly? Okay.
Oh god.
So they're doing their sober October.
Yeah.
Ari comes over. I think it was probably a day or two before October starts to do a podcast.
I think it was the evening before, if I'm not confused.
I want to say it is too,
Yeah,
but I
like the
didn't.
next day they were
yeah.
supposed to be sober.
Right.
You know?
So he comes over. Ari says hi to Bert's youngest child, Bert's wife, and they go in the back to do a podcast. Ari dumps Molly into Bert's shot without
Oh,
Bert seeing
fuck.
it, and makes Bert drinks it, and then like 10 minutes in, Ari tells him that he just took Molly. Bert's on heart medication. His kid is home. His wife is home.
Oh,
He has
fuck.
to start tour tomorrow,
He's-
like the next
oh
day.
my
He's
He's supposed
going
to
out
fly
on the
that
road.
night.
Yeah.
Man.
He had to fly.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that? Is it okay to fucking so stupid? Would you ever dose
anyone
anybody or what?
agrees with dosing their friends.
I don't
That's the
think so
thing.
either.
Like,
Well, let's see if David does. David's like, no, it's cool.
should I
Why?
move- Should I move my cup?
I know. Let's go take our drinks down.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, for me, I wouldn't want to be in public when I'm on that
Right.
because I know what it does to you, and I would just be nervous as fuck if I had to fly out that night. But if it's in a controlled area, then I would say, fuck yeah, dude, go for it.
I mean, I'm down with doing drugs, but I mean, I wouldn't want to do them without my knowing I'm going to do drugs. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like if Ryan dosed me, that'd probably be the end of my relationship with Ryan.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's a big breach of trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I don't understand how he's like.
Well, has he done it before?
He's done ecstasy before. Bert
Uh-huh.
has. Yeah.
Okay,
When
and
was
is he just against it? So so I take it back. To me, it'd be different because if I knew someone wasn't about that and they didn't want to do it, then I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
If it was someone that I knew that does it on the regular, then okay, yeah, let's fucking do it. But
Well, it's a 45-year-old comedian who's on heart medication.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
big concern. And then also Bert is a drinker, but he smokes pot occasionally, but he doesn't do psychedelics. He hasn't done ecstasy probably in over 10 years, I'm going to guess.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
That's kind of fucked up.
it's not Ari. Ari Shafir, if Bert dosed Ari, it would be a little different. Ari doesn't have a wife. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have health issues.
Ari would be down with it. He's super out there. He's super
Yeah.
into whenever.
He's ready to fucking go.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird ass fucking thing that happens.
But I feel like Ari just opened himself up to a really fucking horrible
Yeah.
next few years.
How's he gonna drink in public? Well, it's gonna take some person to be like, here's some acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good trip, dude.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
See you on the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah. But then you have Nikki Glazer, who went on Rogan's podcast later, and she
Mhm.
said that she listened to the podcast and she openly invited Ari to spike her drink with Molly sometime in the future because she's never tried it before, but she wants to,
Yeah.
but she is nervous to.
That's a bad.
And Rogan's like, that's a horrible idea. Why would you do that? And she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't care. I'm like, I would.
You're not even gonna realize you're on drugs at first. You're gonna think you're fucking dying or something.
Yeah, it's just gonna
all
creep
of a
up on
sudden
you.
my
Like, what
heart
the
is
fuck is going on?
racing and my arms feel weird and my head's up. I don't know.
Yeah. One thing that's cool is Bert called, I guess, Joey Diaz. And Joey Diaz just dropped whatever he was doing and came over and just hung out with Bert and
Yeah.
Wow,
calmed him
man.
down a lot.
That's cool.
Good buddy.
They watched the
Yeah.
sunset. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
It's dope. Yeah.
All right. Did we oh,
What?
I don't know. We were gonna start doing a shit out of the week.
Oh yeah.
And I picked mine, man. It's PG&E. And
Yeah.
this week has been just it hasn't affected me at all. But
But seeing everyone else go through it, it's kind of depressing, right?
It's kind of sad, and then also like the conversation is just I'm getting tired of the conversation too. So it's like really affecting me both ways. I'm getting annoyed and just sad.
You know
I'm
what?
like,
It is affecting me because I don't want to fucking hear it.
well, it's just so fucking annoying. It enrages me because it's like we don't have any other option. It's not like PG&E is going up against EGP. So
Yeah. My biggest grief with PG&E about the whole thing is like if they would have just been doing their job right for years while fucking taking hell of money, like this wouldn't be an issue. Now now it's a problem because they didn't do their work before.
right.
Now we're gonna have to pay for that anyway. They're gonna
Yeah.
raise our prices. We're gonna pay for the whole lawsuit. Like they've already killed people in San Bruno before this. We lost the whole town of Paradise, like the whole thing.
Right.
Like not even talking about our local fires. Like yeah.
When we were talking about the trailers, those are two people we know are from Paradise, and they live in a trailer now with their kids. But
Mhm.
they are like those people that wouldn't like trash up a spot. Like they're kind of like moving around and using it as an opportunity to go around the state a bit.
Oh, see, yeah.
So like, and they're a little bit of a different example. Their income is, can allow them to be mobile, but like, there are people definitely that I know that are living in trailers right now because of
Mhm.
this fire, and it's really sad and sucks.
It does, man.
And they thought about rebuilding because they owned the property that they're living at.
Yeah.
They thought about rebuilding, but they're like, what's the point? Like, what if it goes up in flames again? We got really lucky and got out the first time.
That's true. I don't blame them for not wanting to go back.
Yeah. It's going back.
Lightning's never struck twice.
Yeah, so my thought was that they do rake in shit tons of money. So like, why isn't there a better system with these lines that they could have developed over the last 2 years to not shut down an entire town, but make it like I just didn't
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what could be done. I don't work in electricity, so that
Yeah, I'm
kinda
sure there's
hinders
a
me.
lot of shit that goes into it that we don't understand, but who gives a shit? Fuck these guys. Like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be the only choice we have for energy. I guess we could get solar, but I don't fucking own my house, so I'm not gonna put solar on.
But
it.
PG&E also doesn't shut off your house for like a year
Oh,
into having
really?
solar.
Yeah.
And it's been a big problem. Like, sure, you're only being
That's
billed
such
like
bullshit.
you're only being
Like,
billed like $3 a
Yeah.
month.
whatever.
But it's kind of like, what are we doing here,
Yeah.
guys? Like, I canceled this shit, and you're not I don't want this shit. Come over and turn it off. Like,
Can't do it.
Can't do it this.
Yeah.
Can't
See you
do it
next
this year.
July,
We'll
man.
see you next year. If you're still into it, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll send a guy out. He's busy. He's
Yeah.
preventing fires. Did you have a shithead, Carl?
That's pretty much. I mean, I just agreed with you this week. It was really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fuck PG&E, man. Like, I just hate how. Well, it's kind of involved with it. My biggest thing about this whole week was how shitty the drivers are around here. Like, I get that I don't know. Everyone knows that a fucking blinking red light at a stop sign or stoplight, you treat it like a stop sign. You don't have to fucking wait and like look at. I don't expect it to be as efficient. You're going to take a little more time to look, but there's people like fucking half going, stopping, like so many accidents I've seen
man.
just driving a half a mile to the freeway.
Right. Have you ever been to an efficient one though? Because it feels really good when
Yeah.
everyone's on their shit and you're like just going up in
Everyone's
line.
in a
and
rhythm, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great when it's like
Makes
that.
it easier.
It's great.
It's like a nice roundabout when it goes smoothly. Oh yeah, this is why these be everywhere.
Yeah,
But drivers around here are fucking terrible.
they're
I know
crazy.
everyone says that about everywhere, and everyone thinks they're the best driver, but it's.
Yeah, I think it was 73% of people that caused the accident were surveyed and thought that they were the better driver than
Yeah.
most other drivers.
Even though they just got in an accident,
And it was their fault. Yeah. 73%
Ugh.
thought like, yeah, I'm better than most.
Yeah.
At least there's like 27% who are like, no, I mean, as you can tell, I'm pretty shit at driving. Like I just hit someone.
Yeah. I'm definitely not. I haven't won any races anywhere. I'm not
Right.
a professional race driver. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hate putting my life at risk for every day in a car. Like something you don't think about. Like there's so many fucking idiots out there who are just
There is, man.
texting
Yeah.
and driving on their phone, putting on makeup, eating tacos.
Yeah.
Like like you're one fucking jerk away from just dying if you really think about it.
Yeah.
You guys ready to drive home?
Yeah, right. I can't wait. It's so exciting. Thanks, Carl. a little scared now.
Sorry.
People are bad parkers too.
Yeah.
I
And
noticed
they're
at
bad
work. There's
parkers.
some shit parkers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a little crooked, a little fucking close to doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever parked next to someone who's a shitty parker, and then you get back, and now it looks like you're the shitty parker, and you're like, "Fuck, man!
Yeah.
I should have left a note on my car. Like,
I
it's not
know.
my fault."
I know. There was a while, years and years ago, where some group of wonderful people were putting bumper stickers that say something like "I park like an asshole" on people's cars who like were parking
Yeah.
terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Kind of.
Ballsy.
That's really
I don't think I would
ballsy.
do it.
I
but
can't do
I'm
that to
into
other
it,
people's
though.
property.
Yeah. It's
If it was something
I'll watch
like
videos of it.
yeah, if it was like a magnet, I'm super down. You could take off a magnet with ease. But
Just put a little card, you know. Fuck you, asshole. Learn to park. You know,
Yeah.
make it real aggressive.
There we
Done
go.
that, like,
Yeah.
they're not going to give a shit. They don't care. That's the problem.
No.
Like,
I
well,
mean-
some of them might just be really bad parkers, but a lot of them just don't give a shit.
Yeah. I hate the cocky people that would walk out of their car and you can tell that they know that they parked like an asshole. And they're like, whatever, man, it's not your day, I guess. And they're fine.
What about people who just walk in the middle of traffic and are like, "You gonna hit me?" It's like, maybe, man. I had a rough day.
Okay.
10 points, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm at a 4-way stop. There's a car in front of me and we're in the left turn lane.
Okay.
I'm second in line. This lady, there's some commotion going on the other lane. They're blocking the right turn lane to come towards us and behind, go
Okay,
drive
yeah.
behind us.
Yeah.
So there's some commotion going on. People are out of their car. Kind of seem like they're freaking out, but I can't tell like what's going on at all. The lady in front of me hops out of her car,
Fuck.
almost gets hit by traffic, and then like gets squared up to her car, and then she runs over to help them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The light is about to change. This is so annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is okay. This is what we're doing. So I'm like just staring. Rebecca's
Somebody
with
better
me.
be dying.
Yeah. We're both super pissed. We're like, of course it's a fucking white blonde lady doing it. Those people have no respect for anyone else. Sons of bitches.
Classic Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the light changes, and I just do the normal fucking thing. I go around her car to the left into the oncoming traffic lane, but like there's no traffic coming.
Yeah.
They're blocking the right, and we have the green arrow to go left.
Huh.
I go, I'm pissed off, and I'm like, fuck her. That's so stupid. I look behind me, all the dipshits are still sitting there.
Yeah.
None of them followed me. And I'm just like, I was so confused by everyone in the whole situation. It was so confusing.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know if we were just at a bad angle and they like hit a person or something, but it was fucking weird. It was really strange. And there was so much room for the white blonde lady to like
Pull off to the side or
pull off
whatever.
to the side. There was so much
Oh,
space
man.
for her to go.
People are strange.
You start checking yourself like, fuck, did I do something wrong?
Kind of. Well, you do kind of walk away feeling dirty. Like, did I
Can I help
Can
somebody?
I help someone?
Was I supposed to?
Is there
Yeah.
blood on my hands?
Was
Right.
hell to
Yeah,
exactly.
stay there? I gotta go somewhere, man.
Yeah, we
We're
want to
gonna
go
Taco
home.
Bell's gonna close.
Exactly.
I'm gonna meet my dealer.
It's noon. Yeah. Sun's coming down in 15 minutes. We can't be in that neighborhood after dark. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Well, thank you so much for
Thanks for
coming
having me.
on,
Yeah,
Thanks for
dude.
having me, guys.
fun.
Yeah, of
Appreciate it.
course. That was awesome. The Indica, I think, was a good choice.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I feel good to drive now. There's been some times where I push the end button. I'm like, I'm gonna just let this file save. I'm gonna have a cigarette. I'm gonna just do nothing. Yeah.
How long did we do?
We want to guess?
Yeah. I think we did over an hour, so an hour 20.
It's an hour and a half.
An hour and 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Peace.
That was chill. Good fun.
Good times.
Yeah.